Hello Scene Peepers. Welcome back to our channel. Today I would like to explain a not-so-old 2005 American science fiction action thriller film called The Island. Spoilers ahead. Take care and enjoy. The story of this film is focused on Lincoln 6 Echo and Jordan 2 Delta, who live with others in the isolated compound. At the beginning of the movie, we can see that Lincoln begins to have nightmares. In the dream, he often spends his time together with Delta on a modern yacht. However, some people come and then drag him to the water, making him drown in the ocean. Besides the yachting dream, he also sees other overlapping scenes in his sleep. Those dreams cause some disturbance to his health as Lincoln becomes more anxious. He later is asked by notification in the room to visit a tranquility center. The place where Lincoln stays looks perfect and clean. It looks like the entire system in that place is programmed to look after people's health. All the people who live there also wear the same white uniform and white shoes. After getting ready, Lincoln goes downstairs to grab his breakfast. In the elevator, Lincoln and several other people watch a daily lottery program announced in that place. The lottery selects one inhabitant in the morning and in the evening to leave the compound and live on the island. The winner of the lottery will be very happy because they get a chance to see the world outside their building. The island where all those winning inhabitants are going is described as the last paradise on the earth. In the elevator, it is later revealed that all the people are waiting their turn to go to the island. Lincoln has been waiting there for 3 years. Due to some health symptoms, Lincoln's breakfast choice is limited to fruits and oats. He isn't happy with this choice and tries to ask the cafeteria staff to give him some bacon. The staff was pissed off at him and he ended up with nothing. However, Jordan later comes and gets some bacon from the staff. She shares it with Lincoln. At this point, we can be sure that Jordan is one of Lincoln's best friends. After finishing his breakfast, Lincoln goes to Dr. Merrick's room to talk about his health. They have a brief conversation about his dream and Lincoln is asked some dangerous questions about the island and the dystopian community. He also draws the yacht he saw in his dream to Dr. Merrick. Dr. Merrick is concerned, so he inserts probes into Lincoln's body to track his brain activity. The process hurts Lincoln, but then Dr. Merrick says the probes will come out the next morning if Lincoln pees. After talking with Dr. Merrick, Lincoln goes to the laboratory to begin his job injecting vitamins into some food. He talks with his other colleagues, asking another dangerous question again about their life. They also observe the newcomer at that laboratory. All the inhabitants in that community are told that the environment has grown too polluted to sustain life. The newcomer is saved from the outside world and looks have no understanding of how to do the job in the lab. Later in the lab, Lima, one of the occupants, looks like she is going to give birth, causing some uproar in that place. This situation gives Lincoln a chance to secretly visit McCord, a technician who works at an off-limits power facility in the basement. McCord is also one of Lincoln's best friends. They share an interesting conversation until McCord is summoned to do some work. After McCord leaves to do his work, Lincoln finds a living moth in a ventilation shaft. He concludes that the outer world isn't truly contaminated. We then are also shown that somehow all the inhabitants aren't real humans. They are just clones created by scientists. There are plenty of them in that place and they will be hatched when they are ready. After putting the moth in his room, Lincoln meets and talks to Jordan. He tells her about that bug and she seems surprised. He also mentions his hesitation about the island and the place they are living now. However, Jordan tells him that he is too negative. Jordan later wins the lottery that night and is chosen to go to the island the next morning. That night, the same nightmare awakes Lincoln from his sleep. He sneaks out from his room only to release the moth in a vent. Lincoln follows the moth to another area, where he discovers that the lottery is a scheme for removing residents from the facility. The winner is being utilized for organ harvesting, surrogate pregnancies, and other essential functions for their wealthy sponsors, of whom they are clones. Lincoln sees what happened to Lima and Starkweather. Merrick later discovers Lincoln has learned the truth about his own life. Meanwhile, worrying that Jordan will die since she is selected to go to the island, Lincoln brings her to flee that place together. He explains to her what will happen to the lottery winners. After several confrontations with the staff, both Jordan and Lincoln make their way out of the facility. They somehow run along the desert and discover the true world. Realizing how dangerous the situation is since 2 of their products escape, Merrick employs former GIGN operative and Burkina mercenary Albert Laurent to track them down and return them to the institution. It is later revealed in the movie that both Lincoln and Jordan have limited knowledge about the world. They don't even know about motorcycles and other stuff. Lincoln and Jordan then visit the nearest bar to search for McCord. McCord confesses that all of the facility's residents are clones of wealthy sponsors, who have been trained to be oblivious of the outside world, and never question their surroundings or past. Their memories, organs, and other components of their life have been programmed with certain templates. They are also not being taught about sex. The whole program is launched because people want to leave forever. When those sponsors are sick and need a new organ, they will take it from their clones. It is also revealed that those sponsors don't know that their clones are alive. Merrick hides the truth from them by saying the new organs are planted. McCord later gives them the name of Lincoln's sponsor, car designer Tom Lincoln. He also tells them about Jordan's sponsor, Sarah Jordan. McCord also gives them decent clothes so they can blend with other people before guiding them to the Yucca Maglev station. They need to catch an Amtrak train to LA to meet Lincoln's sponsor. McCord also gives them some cash and a credit card to use. However, Laron and his team track them and later kill McCord. Both Jordan and Lincoln fight them and manage to board the train to LA. Meanwhile, in the Institute, Merrick still tries to figure out what happened to Lincoln. He seems to have artistic talent and knowledge about the Latin language which they never insert into him. In LA, both Lincoln and Jordan try to find their sponsor's address. Jordan is smitten when she sees herself in the advertisement. She also finds out about the dying Sarah Jordan and her child. Laron and his team who have arrived in LA are also back to duty and still trying to locate them. This time, police are involved since McCord is dead and his stolen credit card is used in LA. Police assume that Lincoln and Jordan are the murderers and they want to arrest them. Police finally catch those two but are having trouble finding their identity. Since the existence and how the clone project is implemented can't be known by the police, Laron crashes the police car and kills those officers. This accident gives a chance for Lincoln and Jordan to escape. They are then involved in a fatal car chasing scene and even almost dead falling from a high building. In the Institute, Merrick finds out that there is not only Lincoln who has curiosity, he finds another product who also has dangerous assumptions about the island. He also knows about the abnormality in Lincoln's brain that the latter somehow gains his sponsor's memory and talent. After that last deadly fight, Lincoln and Jordan finally meet Tom in his luxury apartment. Tom explains the Cloning Institute to him and his life journey as a transportation designer, prompting Lincoln to conclude that he has inherited Tom's memories. Tom appears to agree to assist Lincoln and Jordan in exposing Merrick's crimes to the world, but he covertly betrays them to Merrick and Laron to survive his cirrhosis. He needs liver transplants from Lincoln after all. After duping Lincoln into leaving with him, Tom leads him to an ambush, which leads to a car pursuit through suburban Los Angeles. However, Lincoln tricks Laron into believing Tom is the clone by putting the clone bracelet on Tom's wrist. Laron kills Tom and Lincoln assumes Tom's identity. Returning to Tom's home, Lincoln and Jordan give in to their romantic urges and have sex. Merrick theorizes that Lincoln's memories and conduct were caused by a cloning flaw, causing him and future clone generations to question their surroundings and even tap into their sponsor's memories. He decides to remove the 4 most recent generations of clones to avoid this. Lincoln and Jordan, however, plan to liberate the other clones. They just can't escape while their other friends are still in that compound, waiting to die for their sponsors. Lincoln returns to the compound, posing as Tom, to deactivate the hologram projectors that keep the outside world hidden. Jordan allows herself to be caught to assist Lincoln's plan. Laron, who has moral reservations regarding the clones' treatment after watching their fight for survival and learns that even with organ donations, Sarah Jordan may not live, assists Jordan. At first, Jordan thought that Laron would kill her but he ended up helping them flee the other clones. Lincoln later jumps into a fight with Merrick but after the building collision, Merrick died. The clones later view the outside world for the first time. As Laron appears to give up his mercenary life, Lincoln and Jordan embark on a journey to an island aboard one of Tom's boats, realizing their desire of visiting such a place one day. What do you think about the movie, peepers? Leave your comments below. Subscribe to this channel for more movie recaps. Please like and turn on notifications to support this channel. Thanks for watching and see you in the next video.